What it do, Dream Team? It's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with 6 things you won't understand as a foreigner in Australia. Before we dive in, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested.
What does it feel like to live in another country but not fully understand it all? I moved to Australia with my family from the UK, and even I thought, Australia, isn't it pretty much the same? Most of them are born from UK immigrants. How wrong I was. Don't make jokes about what types of Englishmen Australians originate from. No one finds it funny in Australia. Unless maybe you're one of those free folk from South Australia. In this video I'm going to share with you 6.
What's wrong with them free folk from South Australia? What's wrong with those guys?
6 things you won't understand as a foreigner in Australia. Or maybe you will. I know you keyboard warriors are going to let me know either way in the comments. What's the best condiment to put on your chips? Or depending on where you're from, fries. Is it salt? Some kind of sauce? Even mayonnaise?
Well, I mean, you need salt, but I didn't consider like salt as a condiment. Chicken salt is the greatest thing to put on your fries. Thanks for sending my Australians for sending me some chicken salt. Y'all know who you are. It's the greatest thing, but I wouldn't count it as a condiment. You get that chicken salt on there. You get some ketchup on a plate. Bam, you got magic.
Or are you even one of these weird people like me that enjoys putting vinegar on them? Well, in Australia, the first thing that they're going to offer to put on your chips is a weird condiment that you've never heard of, or you'd never even thought would have combined together. But chicken salt, dare I say it, is an acquired taste. Now don't think I'm going to dog on about an Australian pantry staple, but when you first try chicken salt, it's a little bit weird. Do you expect it to be more chickeny? My mouth's kind of drying a little bit, so I guess there's some salt in there. And when you first have chicken salt, you realise the Australian love for anything chicken flavoured. Australians go on about...
I guess some foreigners might find it weird at first, but as soon as I tasted chicken salt, I was like instantly hooked. Like, I was in love with chicken salt. Like, I was like, this is the only seasoning I'm ever putting on my fries again. Like, it is absolutely magical. Chicken salt. It is otherworldly. So yeah, I guess some foreigners might find it a little weird. Not this one. It was incredible.
Cattle farms and how they're all cowboys at heart, but really they love chicken. And chicken salt's amazing. Sure, it might take half a dozen goes to change your palate, but after then, when people ask if you want chicken salt on your chips, there isn't really any other response you need to give, except maybe have some tomato sauce as well. And notice you don't really call it ketchup, because it's tomato sauce. You're in Australia now, mate. If you don't want to be a foreigner, don't act like one. Never in the history of Australian civil unrest has there been such a big debate about an Australian pub classic. But depending on where in Australia you are, and as a foreigner you're going to get mixed up in the middle of all of this, you're not going to understand how 2 different parts of Australia can pronounce something so similarly but so different. Now what do you call that delightful chicken dish, notice it's chicken again, covered in panko breadcrumbs, slathered in tomato sauce and a bit of ham, and then there's so much cheese on top of it that you barely even know there's chicken underneath?
Like chicken parmigiana? Like...
You got it right. It's a chicken palmy. No, don't let anyone tell you it's a chicken parma. I don't understand how you can have such disagreements about the pronunciation of a chicken parmigiana. But don't worry, anyone that tells you it's a chicken parma is wrong. I never knew I could say it with such conviction now I live in Queensland. Now don't confuse a chicken palmy with a chicken parmo. That has nothing to do with Australia. And quite frankly, it looks like someone just vomited on a bit of chicken. Heathens.
It looked like mashed potatoes and cheese slathered over some chicken, which actually doesn't look bad, which looks really good to me. But a chicken... What do you say? Chicken parmy is what they call it? Chicken parmy.
Here's a big question for you. Why do you go to the pub? Is it for the range of liquid refreshments? Or the cheerful banter from either the locals or the lovely bartenders? Perhaps it's for the charming decor or the tasty chicken palmy. I know I should just keep it neutral and say parmigiana, but I don't want to. But why is there so much gambling at a pub? They're like mini casinos. You can play on the pokies. You can bet on pretty much whatever sporting event is currently happening in the world. You can even lose your money just watching that game where the numbers keep coming up on the screen. screen and you don't really know what's happening. It's a bit like bingo, but it isn't. And everyone that I've ever seen play it just buys a ticket and then half an hour later takes it up to find out if they've won. Where's the joy in that? You've got meat raffles, normal raffles, blokes dressed up like women doing bingo. That's actually a pretty good night out.
You know,
if you didn't think
all
pissing all your money up the wall on grog was a waste of money, then just go to the other side of the pub in Australia, because they'll take whatever's left of your money and give you a nice smile. Vietnamese have...
Do you legit have all that stuff in your pubs? We talking gambling, we talking slot machines, we talking betting on sports all across the world, we talking raffling for meat. Y'all got all this stuff like in a pub? Are you serious? That's lit.
Banh mi. Greeks have pita gyros.
I guess we have that, but we just call it a casino. Like, I guess a casino is not really much different when you got your gambling. You can bet on sports. You can get drunk. You can eat. Come on. I don't know. When I think of a pub, though, I think of really just alcohol. Maybe a little dance floor. Maybe a little dance floor inside of there. But I really think it's just alcohol. So it's dope that they got all that stuff.
Give you a nice smile. Vietnamese have banh mi. Greeks have pita gyros. I think that's how you pronounce it. There are a wealth of fancy bread and filling options all around the world. So much to choose from. But in my opinion, none are better than the option that you get on a Saturday morning outside your local hardware store. Why had we never heard of a sausage sizzle before? I even frown at people now that want to put sausage in buns. Why? You have to go out and get extra buns. And there's just more bread. Who wants more bread when you can have more sausage? I mean, you can't really have more sausage in a sausage sizzle.
I know what you mean.
The ratio of bread to sausage.
I know what you mean.
Now don't get me wrong, sometimes complicated things taste better. But you can't get much better, in my opinion, than a bit of buttered bread, a beef sausage on top, loads of onions, tomato sauce, and if you're lucky, a bit of mustard. It's almost like a canapé. Why do you need any?
I'll take it without the onions. And I don't usually eat ketchup on like hot dogs or sausage or anything. But freak it. Why not give it a try? No onions. Give me the bread. Give me the sausage. Throw some mustard on there. A tad bit of ketchup. Give it to me.
Anything else? The world is already too complicated. Let's just keep it simple, mate. Have a sausage and bread. Now, if you're a foreigner that wants in, but doesn't know how to move here, you're gonna have to start with a visa. Because unless you're kind of under your 30s and want to work on a farm, they don't just let anyone in. I didn't know what visa I needed.
I don't want to work
or
on a
where
farm.
to start. And I've got a master's degree, but it's in teaching. It's probably not worth the paper it's written on. But if you don't know where to start, then speak to our friends True Blue Migration Services. Mention us, because, you know, we love to help you out, and you can take advantage of their free visa assessment. Let the Mara experts tell you what you need to do. And if they impress you, then you can let them go and get it for you. Don't worry about the cost. I know it seems a lot, but in less than 6 months of working in Australia, I'd already earned enough money because of my wages had increased to pay for the visa back. And now I'll earn that difference every 6 months for the rest of my life. In the sunshine. Seems like a good deal, really. Australia is one of the friendliest countries that I have ever been to. But there is no bigger proof of how welcoming someone is than when they let you sit in the front of the car. Riding shotgun is probably one of the highest honours as a passenger. So why is it only really commonplace in Australia? I mean, if you're a stranger, how condescending do you have to be to consider yourself better than someone else, and thus sitting in the back seat is preferable, like you're pretending to be somebody? Riding in...
That's true, yeah. I guess if you're a stranger, you usually sit in the back seat. I was gonna say, you sit in the front seat all the time. But that's mostly if you already know the person, if you're a friend or anything. But yeah, if you're a stranger, you don't typically sit in the front seat. Or like if you're Ubering or any of that stuff, typically just sit in the back. This is interesting. Put the strangers in the front. Okay.
In the front seat of a taxi or an Uber, it's just more amicable. It must be because Australians see each other as equals, kind of. To be honest, the thing that I'm most looking forward to is visiting another country, getting a taxi, and then hopping in the front seat and seeing how they react. Chat. Australian culinary delights are so diverse that when you move here, you're not going to get them all. What is the best filling for a burger? Because I bet you've never had what makes an Aussie burger so
not
special.
Not beetroot, bro. We're not putting beetroot in a burger. If that's what you about to say, not putting beetroot in a burger.
No, it's not the egg. And I wouldn't even say that a bit of pineapple is out of the ordinary either. An Aussie burger with a lot is a definite taste and texture sensation. But don't let it dribble down your shirt, or you'll never get the stain out, or wear a dark one, or a bib like some kind of child. My father-in-law's actually got a bit of a habit of just like putting a bit of tissue down there to stop it going down his top. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, it's a bit embarrassing. Or smart. But what is Australia's fascination with beetroot? Now don't knock it until you've tried it. I was never really a lover of beetroot before.
I never really ate beetroot, so I guess that's me knocking it before I tried it. So I take what I said back. It could possibly be good.
I mean, if I'm honest, I never really had it a lot, but beetroot on a burger? That weird pickled red, is it pink? Vegetable? Mwah! Like some kind of Michelin chef. Once you've had an Aussie burger, you're going to wonder why your future burgers aren't so filled with random crap that they've just found in the kitchen. Doesn't taste quite so sweet. I'm feeling a bit hungry for an Aussie burger now, actually. If you want to see what else is going to change when you move to Australia, then just watch this video. See you later.
That was nice, but that's all we got. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? Y'all tell me if y'all agree or not. Drop that in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. It's your boy Neal, out.